Hi, my name is Sarish Sudhakran, and in this video, I'll go over 15 important shots that you should be aware of as a filmmaker. I'm going to break it down into 3 major portions: camera angles, shot sizes, and motion attributes, and each of those has 5 shots. At the end of this video, I'll provide a chart that will make your life easier when you're trying to put together a shot, and I'll show you how. Let's begin with shot sizes. Probably the most important shot size ever is the close-up. You use a close-up when you want to fill the frame with a face. You might want to do that because you want to draw attention to the expression on the face. So facial features are more important than anything else at that moment. A variation of the close-up is the extreme close-up, where you probably chop off the top or bottom of the face to get even closer. In the other extreme, you have the long shot. The long shot shows the entire body of the subject, and you also get a sense of the location. Another reason why you might want to use a long shot is if you want to cover action. If somebody's running or fighting, you might want to see the entire body in motion. At the extreme, you have an extreme long shot in which the subject is even smaller relative to the frame. You might want to use that to make the subject look small in relation to their surroundings. In between these 2 shots, you have the medium shot, which is roughly half of a person. You use this shot when the person is either holding something or using something, or if body language is still important but the person doesn't have to be mobile. Another way to distinguish between shot sizes is by the number of people in the shot. If you have 1 person, you can call it a single shot or a solo shot. If you have 2, you call it a 2 shot. 3 would be a 3 shot, and so on. The last is a point of view shot, where the camera points to whatever the character is looking at, so you want the audience to feel as if they were that person. So I've clubbed these 5 shots under shot size, but you can combine them. You can combine a 2 shot with a close-up or a medium shot, and so on. The next important category is the camera angle. The most basic and simple camera angle is eye level, where the camera points straight ahead, and you typically use this to remain objective. You're not trying to manipulate the situation. When you want to manipulate the situation using camera angles, you can either go to a low angle, where the camera points up from a lower angle, and you use that to make the subject appear bigger or more dominating. On the other hand, you use a higher angle, where the camera points down from a high angle, and it makes the subject look diminutive and weak. Now, this is not etched in stone. You can break the rules here. An extreme case of the high angle will be a top angle or bird's eye view. So this is a special case where you want to show the topography of a location. Aerial shots are an extreme example of this as well. Next up, you have the Dutch angle or tilted shot, where your camera is not really level. An important use of this kind of shot is to draw attention to the fact that it's not a balanced frame, so something is literally off kilter. The last of the camera angles is the over-the-shoulder shot. Now, this is not strictly an angle, but it's a specialized shot that deserves its own place. Typically, an over-the-shoulder shot is confrontational by nature, so you have 1 person facing off with the other person. The last category is motion. The simplest type of motion is if you pan or tilt. That's when the camera stays in one place and it goes left or right as if you're observing a tennis match. The importance of this is the audience should feel like they are a spectator watching something objectively from a distance. If you want to move with the subject, you can either use a tracking shot, a crane, or a dolly. A tracking shot moves sideways, either left or right. A dolly moves front or back, and a crane goes up or down. They're all variations of the same kind of motion. They can be linear or they can be slightly curved. But the basic idea is you want to follow the action or follow the subject, and you want the audience to be more involved with the space and location. A variation of the dolly shot, where you want to move in or move out, but you don't want to enter or leave the space, you use a zoom lens. Here you just want to get closer without making an emotional statement. The next type of motion is random motion, where the camera just shakes around a certain point in a random manner. This is typically used to provide motion or energy to a shot to make it come alive. Some people find it distracting, some people find it energetic. The key thing to understand is all these rules can be broken. You can use motion in any way you want, as long as the final objective is met, because ultimately a film is a combination of many edited shots. These are just basic guidelines for the beginner so they won't feel lost. The last kind of motion is slightly specialized. It's a 360-degree shot where you want to showcase the subject where the camera moves around the subject. The cool thing about motion is you have 3 dimensions to move the camera in, so you can compound motion. For example, you can add a dolly and a zoom to create a dolly zoom, which is a very popular shot. You can combine a crane with a 360-degree shot. And finally, you can combine camera angles, shot sizes, and motion in many ways to create a single-take shot. Single-take shots are the most complicated shots possible. They're a combination of many kinds of shots in one choreographed movement. So the actors have to move, the camera has to move. It's sort of like a dance, and it takes a lot of time and practice to pull off perfectly. So that's it for the basic camera shot sizes and angles. Here's a simple chart that I've created that will help you prepare your shots. You can find a full high-quality version of this on Patreon. All you have to do is move from left to right, decide which camera angle you want, decide what shot size you want, and decide what kind of motion you need for the shot. When you do this many times, it becomes second nature. So I hope this brief video has helped you understand the different kinds of shot sizes that you need to be aware of. If I've left out any shots that you think are important, please let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Bye now.